Guys, can you hear something?
Ja, niemand is nog online.
Hello guys.
Even kijken. Ik kan hier niks zien. Ja, 1 minuut. Maar kan je zelf ook zeggen. Hallo, hallo. 2 mensen.
Hi guys. Can you hear me? How is the sound? Maybe you can from these guys who are online chat write something in the chat if the sound is okay. Yes, I got a yes. So sound is good. Okay, guys, let's wait a little bit until more people can join, and then we hit it.
Alex? So, Alex, are you ready to get live? What do
Of course.
Have to do? Swipe. Up.
Okay, Jeroen says the sound is good. That's awesome.
You ready to get live? Yeah. Yeah, this is for...
Slow start. Yes, it was the first one. First one, so that's good things take some time, Michiel. Okay, guys, hang in there. We just wait for a few more. We see now a few people online, but we will wait a little bit more. Okay, I see 6 people online. That's not that much, but let's wait a little bit more. Don't forget to push the thumbs up button. That helps the algorithm on YouTube for the marketing. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Kan je
3
even
thumbs up in 1 second.
3 thumbs up. How many are watching?
8 people now.
8 people.
You cannot see it.
So you guys see already something in the background to present we're really proud of. Okay, I would say let's wait 1 more minute and then we hit it. Okay, guys, I would say let's get started and let's rock and roll with the first of a kind. What we do at Harlem Kite Surfing is a YouTube online live presentation of our new gear that's lately arrived. We're gonna go through that and we're open for questions in the chat. So welcome everybody. Let us know from where you are watching. I saw already Switzerland and I guess in the Netherlands. So let me know where you're tuning in from and what are you drinking. I'm drinking a nice glass of water and the beer comes afterwards. All right. Good. Then I would say short overview from what we are doing now. I'm going to present you our new Harlem Go V5, the in and outs of that kite. The Harlem Light V2, same in and outs of the kite. Then I'm going to present to you our Harlem Kispa, keep it safe and simple. And after that we are going to the wing foil section. So I would like to show you our Wingman boards, the new series we have. And last but not least, I forgot, we also have now our Harlem Spirit, which is our awesome kite foil board. But first, so that's the program. I would like to take your questions. If you have some questions for the products, I would like to take it after each product we present. So if you have questions for the Harlem Light, please wait until we present the Harlem Light. And then I'm happy to take your questions. Same with the other products. Whoa, there is some kite moving in the background. Wind is coming. Also, we have oh, guys, our kite's blowing away. Just a second. The kites want to go up in the air and don't want to stay on the ground, same as what we want to do. Okay, so in the end also we would like to thank you for spending the time with us. So at the end of the presentation we're gonna choose a random user in the live chat and we are happy to share a really nice Harlem goodie bag with the winner. So stay tuned until the end and comment like crazy in the live chat. Okay, then I would say let's check out the Harlem Go V5. What we did, what was the philosophy, what is different, what is better. Okay, then we're gonna switch over there and we check out the Harlem Go. Victor? Okay, guys, I hope the light is good. We are improvising also a little bit, as it is the first time. So let me know if you can see it clearly, if you can hear me still clearly. Yeah, we get a good, we get thumbs up. Loud and clear. Perfect, guys. Okay, let's have a look. This one is the Harlem Light V2. That comes a little bit later. Let's focus first on the Harlem Go V5. So we changed quite a lot on the Harlem Go V5 versus the Go V4. Mostly what we really focused on was the performance of the kite and the endurance or durability of the kite to even make them more bomb-proof than the Go V4, Go V3 was already. So to increase the performance, where we focused on was, of course, by choosing really nice material. So for our darkron, we are using again our double dice darkron from Challenger Sales, which is super rigid, super stiff, but also really light darkron. So it's a 140 gram darkron versus 160 gram we had in earlier days. It's still rigid and stiff enough to hold the frame really nicely, also for heavy riders. But on the other hand, it is lighter, and every gram in the air is counting. So lighter and stiffer, I would say. Oh, and another wind gust. Then we also, if I have the kite like this, where we also were focusing on to improve the performance is a new bridle setup. So we completely redesigned the bridle setup we had on the Go V4 and tuned the Go V4 bridle setup to the best that is possible. In combination to that, we are still having our pulley bridle system on the Go V5, so that is the same as it was on the Go V4. A big improvement what we have is our wingtip setting. So after the huge success on the Harlem Wave V2, where we also implemented this system, we combined this system now with our already really nice Harlem Go bridle setup. So this means the wingtip has now 3 setting possibilities. Oh. We are moving away. Some technical issues, but we will manage it. Okay, we are back on track. So we have here the 3 wingtip settings. So this is really for the kite responsiveness. So the further you go towards the wingtip, the more response you will have in the kite. The further you go towards the center strut, the less responsive the kite will be. It's also bar pressure wise, if you go to less kite response, the bar pressure increases also slightly a bit. Versus what we had on the Harlem Go before, we had a double Y split. So to put the pulling position further out towards the wingtip, the kite gets really more reactive on your steering. So it feels much more responsive on your bar. So that's not only the feeling, it really is more responsive. So through that, the kite really can get really more not induced wind, what is the word? Apparent wind, right? Because with the faster moving, so you will feel the overall performance really like in the lower end with faster steering, as well with jumping, as the kite just can move a bit quicker up towards the sky. So that was on the performance part. So there's quite a difference between the V4 and V5. We are happy to get your feedback. I would say try it and tell us how amazing it feels, the V5. So that was on the performance side. On the construction side, we focused again on our fusion trailing edge. So that is already well known from the Harlem Go V4. That means it's also more and more, and the trailing edge just holds longer and does not get that much wear and tear as in the versions we had before. What we did on here was we decreased the diameter of the trailing edge from our high density ripstop even more, so that you even get less wear and tear. On the other hand, it makes the kite also again a little bit lighter, because as this high density ripstop, it weighs around 70 grams per square meter, versus a ripstop normal ripstop is significant lighter. So the wider it is, the more weight is on there. So we reduced also the weight on here, which helps for the overall improvement of the performance. So that is a really nice feature. We were testing it quite a while. Pretty proud on that, and works epic. The other thing we implemented on the Harlem Go V5, Victor, if you come around, was on the... Oh, we will get there. Just a second, guys. That's a funny. Thumbs up, guys, for some action and fun. What we did here was we increased the length of the webbing of the quarter strut and the center strut, so that there is absolutely no wear and tear on the struts. This means when you fold your kite always the same way, or the kite is a little bit on the beach, you see you will get a bend in the strut. We saw in the past that this can be a sensitive point, so by reinforcing the struts here, we really increased the endurance. Oh, and the kites are going. The endurance from the Harlem Go V5. what didn't change, what was already quite good, was really good, are all the protection pads on the sensitive places. So you see, like here, it's sliding over the ground a little bit, but everything is really, really nice protected. Like the valves on the kite, we have like 2 deflate valves, 2 dump valves, 1 inflate valve. That stayed exactly the same. So that is really nice if you use the wingtip deflate, if you're going from a boat where there's less space to roll the kite. So all the good things stayed, so that's perfect. And what is new on the Harlem Go V5, what we implemented was, of course, our epic boom deck. So this means now that you can have a really nice new creative way of ownership. You can scan this kite, you can register it, you can, if you lose it or if you forget it, you can put that online in the platform that you lost it. The next person who scans it will see, okay, this is your kite, and he's able to connect with you, and hopefully you will get your gear back. Yeah, that is in all our new kites, the boom deck. All right, guys, that was the overview from the Harlem Go V5. So we are pretty proud of this baby. We put a lot of work in it, and it paid off. The performance is awesome. Please get your hands on it and give it a spin. Happy to hear your feedback, guys. Okay. That was the Harlem Go V5. Are we fine? Sound is good? Everything works? Picture is fine? Picture is fine. Rock and roll, I see. Perfect. I nearly forgot, guys. We also added one more epic color. You see it in the background over there. So we added the yellow, and we had already yellow in our assortment. It was on the Harlem Go V2. People really missed that color in the range, so we brought it back. And I have to say, it looks really, really nice. So check it out, and let us know what is your favorite color. We have the questions. I forgot nearly about them. Okay, then for the Harlem Go V5, Victor, which questions do we have?
First question.
Yes.
Jeroen, what sizes and what colors?
Good one. Colors, I just said. So on the Harlem Go V5, we added a few more sizes after the big request from people that they would like to have more choice of sizes. So the new Harlem Go V5 comes now in 6 meter, 7 meter, 8 meter, 9 meter, 10 meter, and 12 meter. So for everybody's something. All right,
Okay.
one more question. We have
Next
more.
question. How is the Go performing in the waves?
Yeah, pretty cool. As we got really the turning speed tuned up, let's put it that way. It's just more the responsiveness is higher. So which means also with wave surfing, of course, you want a quick kite. So that works even better with the Go V5 than the V4, definitely. I think it's also one of the all-round kites where you can go really strapless freestyle, twin tipping, hydrofoiling. So that was the vision on the Go V5, to really make it all-round in many disciplines. If you really go die hard, like a Dutch. If you really go die hard wave surfing and you want specific, really quick turning, no drifting kites, then probably there are other kites. But the Harlem Go is what I said, like in the turning, really quick. So that's really good. And also the drifting already was on the Go before, was really nice. So to park the kite and go down the line, that works perfect. In principle, what we add is also turning speed if you want a more active kite in the waves. So definitely a go for the waves. Do we have more? Or
We have no.
no, that's it with the question.
There was some more questions.
Pressure-wise, maybe it's an interesting one. We designed the kites to have 7.8 psi pressure. If you go, for example, hydrofoiling also wave riding, you should definitely go towards the 7 psi or even a little bit lower, because the less air you pump into the front tube, the more the wingtip can work, the more torsion you get in the front tube, the quicker is the turning. On the other hand, if you really want to go like high, let's say with the 9 meter 40 knots and really want to jump the shit out of the kite, then I would recommend really go to 8 to 9 psi, so that the kite really nicely holds the shape, which makes a really stable profile in overall, and you get more performance for jumping out of it. So that's, but in general, as an indication, use 7 to 8 psi into the Harlem Go V5.
Recommended line length?
Line length, we recommend line length between 21 and 24 meters. So on the 21 meter, the kite gets, of course, a little bit quicker. The shorter the lines, the quicker the kite. But the low end also decreases a little bit. So if you, for twin tipping, beginner, intermediate, stick to the 24 meter, it's really nice. If you're going a little bit more extreme, like wave riding, you want to loop the kite, you get a little bit more pull out of it, you can choose shorter lines. 21, 22 is a really nice length for the Harlem Go. Also depends, of course, then with the sizes. If you have a 12 meter, you want to have good low end, so we definitely recommend 24 meter. If you go on the Harlem Go V5 6 meter for wave surfing, you want a really quick kite, you don't need a lot of power, you can go even shorter, below 20 meter. But 21 to 24 is for sure good size, length.
Testing, I think we come later to this, where we can test it.
Testing, we can go in the end, where you find all the testing possibilities. Yeah, that's cool.
And how does it differ from the Harlem Wave?
The Harlem Wave is really trimmed to have a drifting performance and has less jumping ability. So it's more dedicated towards wave surfing. The Harlem Go is in general more also tuned towards twin tip. So that is the main difference. The Harlem Wave V2 was also a big inspiration for us for the Harlem Go V5, as the performance was that good. So we tried also to implement some of the good features into the Harlem Go, and we came out with this one. Also, as we are speaking about the Harlem Wave, stay tuned. In a short while, there will be a new version of the Harlem Wave that will surprise you.
I think we can go on.
Yeah, that was all the questions. Perfect. Okay, guys, then let's go on to the next product. That is the Harlem. Oh, guys. Oh, guys. Can you see this? We had a visit from a bird. But nevertheless, it will not make the kite worse. Okay, good. Then let's go into the Harlem Light V2. So the Harlem Light V1 was a big success. We had a lot of good feedback on this kite. Was 2 years ago. Oh, should we clean it up? Short cleaning of the new one. That only can happen on a live, but that's okay. So that is aggressive. That is aggressive, and it's clean again, and this one goes into the washing machine. Okay, good. So it's 2 years ago we introduced the Harlem Light V1. We were already, what I said, feedback from the people, we were really happy with it. As we gained a lot of experience in the last years on kite designing, on prototyping, we saw that the lightweighted, light wind kites are really perform much better than bomb-proof light wind kites, what was the Harlem Light V1. So where we're focusing on the Harlem Light V2 was really to decrease the weight. So we achieved that. It's roughly around 15% lighter than the V1. So that works really good. And the focus was also again to make a really playful, easy flying, fast turning with amazing low end light wind kite. So that was not a simple achievement. It took us quite a few prototypes to get there, but finally we made it, and that is the Harlem Light V2. How did we achieve our philosophy from make a really playful, really light bar feel kite that is also jumping, that is turning quick, but still is not losing its low end? So let's have a look at it. So the first thing where we were focusing on were compared to the Harlem Light V1 was we implemented on the Harlem Light V2 also our fusion trailing edge. So we did the same technique as we used in the Harlem Go V5 after testing it already quite a while on the Harlem Go V4. And in the Harlem Light V1 we had like Darkron double layer ripstop, so that was really steady, but on the other hand also for a big kite quite heavy. So still works perfect, the Harlem Light V1, but this is an upgrade on the kite. So through the fusion trailing edge, heavy high density ripstop, we achieved that. In the wingtips, we followed also to make it light but still rigid enough. So at the Harlem Light V1 we had here in the wingtip the reinforcement and the frame made from Darkron, was also the 160 gram Darkron, to make it really a direct feeling and a strong wingtip for the steering impulse. So what we did on the Harlem Light V2 was we were also using until the middle of the wingtip the high density ripstop, and only in the wingtip, so from the point where you pull on the lines towards the cam pattern, we use Darkron. So this is a nice connection into the kite and distributes the force from pulling in the wingtip really nicely. But then on the other hand, up here, where the pulling has not that much impact as here in this area of the kite, we also used as reinforcement the high density ripstop. So it gives the same strength, it just reduces the weight, and that helps in the light wind. So the same, we did the same as well in the sensitive production pads around the warm pump valves that are here behind. So we also used there the high density ripstop with 70 grams per square meter. So it's still much more rigid, stiffer than the standard ripstop, but it's also lighter than the Darkron and still protecting here the sensitive parts. So we saved there quite some weight. We did the same at the center strut and of course at the other quarter strut. So that is quite some weight decreases. Of course, we use on the front tube our well-known 140 gram double-dice Darkron from Challenger, sail close. Then, to increase the performance on the Harlem Light V1, we didn't have a kite response setting, so that is the same setting as you have on the Harlem Go V5. Again, more towards the wingtip, more kite response, more towards the center strut, quarter strut, less kite response. Of course, it's in the middle, works fine, but if you want to have a big, fast kite, go to the plus. It's really a nice setting. All right, so that was one part. Then if we go around the kite, what we did and what is really special on the Harlem Light V2 to decrease the weight is our struts. We don't have the struts here anymore out of Darkron. This is made out of the same high density ripstop as the trailing edge and as the protection pads. So the whole strut is made out of ripstop. Still in the important parts, as at the joint from the front tube towards the strut, we still work with Darkron 140 gram reinforcements, but then it immediately goes over towards the ripstop. Also with our webbing to protect wear and tear. So this is the same. This is the same as on the center strut. We did here, so all the three struts are extremely light. Also on a light wind kite, what is really nice, as the wind speed is not that high and the strut doesn't need to be as stiff as in a high wind kite, let's say on the Harlem Go or some other kites we have. So it can still be that soft, which gives the kite a really good flexibility and torsion again, but still, if you look here, it holds the profile of the canopy really nice. So for light wind, this combination works really good. So that is one part we figured out and we implemented. And the next big thing, also like we had on the Harlem Go V5, we completely redesigned the bridle system. So on the Harlem Light V2, we only have 4 connection points to the front tube versus on the Harlem Light V1, we had 6 connection points. So this gives the kite also more ability to move, especially in the wingtips. But with the bridle system we developed, it's still rigid enough to also hold like heavy guys like me on the kite, overpowered, and the shape stays perfect. And another feature what we put on here is there are no pulleys anymore. So it's a direct bridle setup, which makes the kite incredibly direct and incredibly responsive. So it's it's a real beauty, I have to say. So deflate valves, it's the same as at the Harlem Go V5 with the 3-1. Also, of course, it's now on the other side, the boom tech integrated in the wingtip for a nice digital ownership of your Harlem gear. That is in big points the overview of the Harlem Light V2. Again, Harlem Light V1 was an amazing light wing kite. This one here tops it by quite a lot. So I'm happy if you give it a try, and again, let us know what you think about the Harlem Light V2. So I'm pretty sure you guys will have some questions to that. So let's have a look at it. Oh, watch out. There's some color-wise, I can already tell you, so there's only one color. That is the blue-black version.
Will we ever see a Harlem Light 17 meter?
The 17 meter
From Marijn.
From Marijn, yeah. I know Marijn had some good sessions on a prototype in Cape Town. I think it was the nicest session he had in 10 knots in Cape Town. The development is ready, but due to Corona, unfortunately, the supply chain is not as smooth as it should be. The kite is ready, so it's about the production and what in the next month will come. But there is the possibility that we see something nice in 2022.
And can you change the, I think, owner to a new one if you like to sell your used gear?
Yeah, cool question. Great question. So what happens is on the profile, you can you register yourself on the profile on the platform, and let's say you ride your Harlem gear or your board. We're gonna have a look at that, or the kite, and after a season you say, okay, I want to go on. I want to get a new Harlem, and I sell my old one. Then you can just open up on the platform the link where the boom tech is linking towards. So you just open the product actually again, and you say, okay, a new one can register this product, and so the ownership is transferred. It can be only opened, of course, from your account, but it's super easy to open it, and the new one can register it. Perfect.
This is too high.
Oh.
Looking on the wrong screen.
Okay.
Is the 12 Go not really close to the 14 Light?
Yeah, it's the 12 Go, as with the increased performance, your low end is pretty good. So I would say if you are really lightweight, let's say you go below 60 kilo, the 12 Go has already really a good low end performance. Not as same as the Harlem Light V14, especially when you're getting heavier towards 70, 80 kilo, the distance is getting bigger again. And then the Harlem Light really has a better low end. Of course, if you say low end, we're going from 2, 3, 4 knots where you go down, but these few knots can make a huge difference. But it's especially with the weight. So for me, like I'm above 90 kilo. So what happens is that probably the 12 meter low end for me is like 15, 16 knots. And with the Harlem Light, I really can go on from 12 knots onwards. So in the light wind, there is still a good difference. But with light persons, let's say 50 kilo, 55 kilo, the Harlem Go with 12 and the 14 are closer together.
Questions, how many kilos can you go with the Light with 60 kilos and somebody with 92 kilos? Mainly on the Harlem Rocker, I think.
Yeah, so what I said, if you go 60 kilo, 55, 60 kilo, you're probably on a Harlem Rocker, depends which size of course, You can go from probably 11 knots onwards versus what I say with 90 kilo, what comes more towards me, rocker 138, so not a light wind board. It will probably be around 14 knots, something like this. So, but also depends hydrofoil. I was last weekend kiting with the 14-meter light, and our new hydrofoil, it was 6 to 7 knots, and I could go. So depends absolutely also on the board. But as a rough indication.
Vincent is asking, because he asked a question about the Harlem 14 or 12. He says he's over 100 kilo. What would you advise him, to take a 12 or a 14?
Depends also on the second kite you're using it, right? So if you say you're, how many kilo was it?
100 plus.
100 plus, so yeah, definitely for the light wind you can take the Harlem 14, and then probably the next one would be a 10, I would say. But if you take with that a 12 meter and a 14 meter, probably, and then a 10 meter, that would be close together. So with the Harlem, I would say a combination with the Harlem 14 is for sure if you really look dedicated for a light wing kite. If you have already a 12 meter, it can, but the 12 meter is already really good. So a nice combination, the feedback what we get is like 14 and 10. So then you can have really a bigger wind range. But yeah, it's definitely with the weight, if you have above 100 kilo, the difference between 12 and 14 gets bigger. But it also depends if you go with the surfboard again. But Vincent, give it a try, and you can test it, and then you can tell me.
He says he's first going for a kite fit. And then
Okay, that's a good deal. I will join you.
For the rest, no, that's about it.
Yeah.
A lot of things about hang time come by from people that already tried it.
So hang time was good already on the 14 V1. That is again even better, because again, like the Harlem Go, the quicker steering, you get more acceleration, so you get more wind, apparent wind in it. So it is an improvement also in the jumping. High end probably from the Harlem Light V2. I look at Victor, he's our main rider on the Harlem Go V14, Harlem Light V14 V2, which had a huge role in the development of this kite. So high end probably stayed a little bit the same, I guess.
I say a little bit lower.
A little bit lower. We're talking high end 27 to 30 knots. So it's still, it's still a pretty good high end for 14 meters as well.
One thing, what somebody said, they really like the watermarks on the wingtip.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, we tried. We started on our Harlem Superfly. We're going the wrong way. We started on our Harlem Superfly V2 in March. With that design, was a big success, and a little bit of poop on there, but still okay. But we implemented it on all our kites, and for the new lineup, and it makes the kite really just a little bit fresher in the design.
Ooh, one really good question.
Okay.
I'm gonna zoom in on your face for this one. How is the durability of the high density ripstop in the struts?
Yeah, that is actually a really cool one as well, and we were testing it quite some while. So what happens in Dacron, if you, Dacron is stiffer in the whole process. It's a little bit different material, and canopy is softer in principle. So if you look at the kite and you see the normal ripstop, that you can fold it 100 times. You have to imagine when it's flying in high wind, it's like doing this 100,000 times and still stays really strong. If you would do this with the Dacron the whole time like this, floating, it will break. It's like metal. You do it all the time like this, it breaks. A piece of paper, you can do it probably 100,000 times. So the same effect you have in the strut. So the knick, the bending, I say the bending, you can do it much more often because before you see a wear and tear. And on the other hand, for the pressure you have in the front tube, which Dacron is really nice, the smaller a diameter is in a tube, the less pressure you have in there. So even if you pump your kite to 7-8 psi, because the diameter of the strut made them really small, there is never ever the same pressure as in the front tube. So you also don't have this problem with the stitching to hold it. It's on the other hand with insignia tape, with everything reinforced in there. So actually it's nearly even better as a strut in the light wind than dark run. Cool question, nice one.
And in the high wind?
In the high wind we tried it, but we are not a fan of it, because if you get wind force is exponential, so the more wind speed you have, the higher is the force on that. And in high wind you really need a stiff, good strut that keeps the profile nicely in shape. And you probably material-wise could use it, but it really doesn't help to keep the profile as steady as it should be.
So what is high wind?
High wind, we are talking about 30 knots plus, 30, 35.
Okay,
Yeah, good questions, guys.
Still having hassle-free 2-year warranty?
Of course, that is still included. So in all our kites, you have the Harlem special hassle-free warranty. So that means that there is a warranty on the kites for 2 years, full warranty, but it also includes that, let's say after 1.5 years you crash the kite on the beach and there is a scratch like this in the kite, we will fix it for free for full 2 years. You can find also all the information on this, which is a pretty awesome warranty, nearly insurance. You can find it also on harlemkitesurfing.com/warranty, all the information. But that is still, of course, comes with all our kites. Okay, I think that was it for the question.
That's all the questions for the kites, I think.
How many people are watching? Do we have an...
25.
Oh, nice guys. Cool. All right, then these are our new babies. Please give it a spin. They are pretty good. Okay, then I would say let's go towards our boards and bars I would like to introduce and check them out. The evening sun is nicely. Okay guys, another feature we have on the Harlem Go V5. Every kite bag comes with a special key. So you never will have the problem again if your screws on the boards are loose. To find a screwdriver, you will have that with you all the time. Of course it comes with a bottle opener, a kite knife and some other tools to help you. So you will find it on every Harlem kite where you get your hands on. Nice feature. Okay, then I would say let's go to the boards. Oh no, let's go to the bars, guys. Let's check out our new bar. That is the... Oh, Victor is looking for the best place. Cool. Sound is still okay, guys? All works perfect. I didn't hear anything else. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, guys, so the Harlem Kispa is our new bar in the range of our amazing bars. So we were focusing on really on a bar that is durable, that is simple, and that is affordable. So that was our goal. Let me walk you through the bar, the features it has. So we are using a push-away quick release. It's not the new fancy seatbelt buckle-in quick releases, but it's a really nice push-away quick release, which has a really nice release and a nice fix back again. There is also the movable chicken loop, so you can also chicken dig, so you can use it for freestyling. As the hook is a medium size, it's still working, but also, of course, with the traditional setup. Here down there is the safety flag outline. You can also, which is a really nice feature on this one, you can also use it really nicely in the suicide modus. So that works also on there. Special feature on this quick release is after releasing, the suicide modus really jumps out nicely. So that is perfect.
Again, try it again, because it was far away.
Oh, it was far away. So when you suicide mode, right? So when you release now, you see it comes out really nicely, so it get never stuck. So that's perfect. Then on top of the quick release, of course, is a super light rotating top swivel of the quick release cuff. Then we go on, we have here a centered BU cord and the safety line runs outside the buell cord. So this was also a nice feature. There can happen some wear and tear, we saw also inside the tube. So this one runs outside to even to spot wear and tear. Super quick, super nice, and also the replacement of these lines, which we recommend to do it after every season or every 2 seasons, depends on how much you're riding. You can do it really nicely with just one loop, put it out and put in a new one. So every Harlem Kispa comes also with a spare red safety flag outline. So on the centerpiece we have a really nice finger grip. Already the structure and the grip we have on our Harlem bar, where we have really good experience with it. Here we have the elastiques in the floater for the line winders, so that it stays really easy, that the lines stay good on the bar. Then also, of course, the new bar is with the integrated boom deck, so the same here. You can, oh, Victor is coming close. So you can also register the bar, same as on the K.I.S.S. Then the bar has further a traditional clam gleed with a really nice and long D-power. So that is super nice, especially on the stormy days. You can D-power super easy, and a huge range. If we move on from over there, we see the lines. We have 2 colored lines. So steering lines are blue, center lines are black. They are Brightech SK99 Dynama lines with a brake load of 350 kilogram. So tough one, that's perfect. And on the end, you don't see it over there. We also have our traditional, not traditional, our Harlem splitter, which I gonna grab now and show you. So this line splitter comes with every bar, standard bar, IPS bar, K.I.S.S bar. It's on there. So it's a super easy tool. You can put that on really every 4-line bar on the market to change the split from the power lines from a low V to a high V, or the other way around. Yeah, so it makes it possible to fly the Harlem K.I.S.S bar on a Duodon kite, on a core kite, but on the other hand fly it also with a slingshot kite, Caprinia kite.
Can you put it on?
Oh, let's put it on. Yeah, sure. So what is important with the line splitter, how you put it on, you have a safety flag out line. That is this one. So the safety flag out line needs to go in between the iron ring, and the other line you just fix, you put it in here, and the second line,
wait.
Oh, go in here, and the second line goes in here. You close, oh.
It looks like magic, guys, but it isn't.
You close the top, and there it is. And then it's super easy movable where I want to have the split. Important here at the line splitter is move it every 2-3 months, just a little bit, so that you get absolutely no wear and tear in the lines. That it will last forever. But you can put this line splitter anyway on every bar. Then on top of the lines we have our pigtails, which are again universal pigtails that have loop knot connection. You can switch it around. So it's really a bar that you can put on every 4-line kite. And all this together comes for a sensational price of 389 euros. So 98.89, I think. It's we can look it up on the website. 389 euros. And give it a spin. It's a pretty cool bar for good value. Okay, cool. That is our new Harlem Kispa from now on stock. So give it a try. Are there any questions on the Harlem Kispa?
There came some questions. Let me check. There was just before it, line length and extensions.
The line length is 24 meters, and there are no extensions on it. So there we kept it really simple.
About the line splitter, with a split on the Harlem, do you with a low split, do you think the low end increases without a split on the Harlem K.I.S.S?
Yeah, it increases probably a little bit because what we fly also our kites, we have a high line split as standard in our kites. So in principle what happens is, if you imagine the split is a little bit higher, the kites get hold together if the line goes like this together and then down there. So it holds the kite, the frame each a little bit more together. We're in our kite shape. So versus that the line go down like this. So what it allows, if you fly the Harlem Go or the Light with the low split, it allows the kite to open up a little bit, like this, the whole profile. So that means it gets a little bit more surface, projected area, and therefore the low end will increase probably a little bit. Also what increases with the low split on the Harlem, if you fly it, which is possible, is the bar pressure increases a little bit, but it should increase a little bit. On the other hand, the high end, because it's a stiffer frame, then it's much better on the high split.
Bar sizes? There's a lot of
bar size, we have one size, that's 50 centimeter. So that is standard size for 5 meter to 14 meter kites, maybe even 17. So that in our experience works really on every kite size really good.
Great explanation. Thanks.
You're welcome, guys. Okay, cool. A small sneak preview for 2022. Let's see how much is in the picture.
Yeah, now you don't see anything.
Yeah. So there will come some. No, it doesn't work. There will come some fancy gear, guys. Be prepared 2022. Okay, that was a really nice sneak preview for you guys to join on here. Okay, then let's go on to the boards and
one late question.
One late question.
Ice blink.
Okay.
Does the rubber bar around the power line stay flexible in very cold temperatures? That's something we not have that much.
Yeah, that is a good question. We had in Austria with snow kiting quite some experience with testing the PU cord. On there, we had on our first bar really some issues in the cold temperature. Here in this bar, if the bar is, let's say, 6-7 years old, the softener that is in the PU, the mixture, how you build it, it dries out actually like every plastic. So yes, in really cold, we talk probably -10, -20 degrees with snow kiting, you will get some damage. That's the same with 6-7-year-old kites on the deflate valve in cold weather. If you open it, it can break because just the softener is out, it dries out. So with this bar, we actually had no issues in really cold conditions like in Austria. Depends how old the bar is. So you will, on this PU cord, they are different on the market. That is a really soft one. You will have no issues with that.
Special questions today?
Yeah, really good ones. Cool. Okay, guys, then I would say let's go on to the boards. Follow me to the boards. And don't forget to get your awesome Harlem pump to every kite, to every Harlem kite. Okay, on the twin tips there is, we introduced last year already our new Harlem wood and our Harlem rocker. We didn't change anything on these boards as they were already super nice. And we were still really happy with them. The only thing we changed, let me show you, on the boards now, on the new patches that are coming or that are here now, is the integration of the Harlem boom deck, right? So it's in every wood and in every Harlem rocker is now the integrated boom deck. Especially here, you can lose a board quite easy. It's the same thing. You can scan it, you can mark it on the platform, and the guy or girl who is scanning it gets the message that you lost it, or when it's stolen and somebody tries to sell it. So you see here at the wood the chip a little bit. It's really made into. Here at the Harlem rocker, it's invisible, right? So to damage this chip, you have to put the whole board in a microwave, which could be getting really difficult. Or so with magnets or whatsoever, it doesn't react on it. Or the other thing is, yeah, to actually physically damage it, then you would have to drill a hole. And I guess there is only one reason to do that. So that is a nice feature on our Harlem twin tips as well. Then one more kite-related item, and then we go to our new Wingman boards, which are pretty awesome. So I introduce you our Harlem Spirit. So our Harlem Spirit is our new kite foil board, which took us more than 1.5 year development on on this baby. Super proud what came out of the board. Let me quickly tell you what was the idea behind it. So the idea behind was to make a really sporty, high performance, super endurable, unbreakable, do-it-all kite foil board. How did we achieve that? So we achieved that with our amazing board designer and shaper Mario. Thanks Mario for joining the family and bringing these really nice boards to Harlem kitesurfing. So what we did on the Harlem Spirit is we made this board super stiff. This is unbelievable. So when you're riding with this board in the whole construction, so you use this stringer construction over the whole board that goes around the nose and around the tail, so that the stiffness is just unbelievable. So this means when you are bumping on the foil, you feel immediately how direct it is. It gives a super nice feeling. It's even that stiff when you are like dog bumping. You know, you can use this board and you are surprised how easy it gets for the pumping. Nevertheless, with all the reinforcement, it's not a heavy board. Also, we were looking on the whole balance, so that not all the weight is in the back, so that it's really balanced, so that you really have an easy swing also on the foil. Shape-wise, we have here light single concave. Below, the tail rocker is super flat. The channels here, we made them on purpose super round. So what does it mean? It's when you are carving or when you have really touchdown on the water, there is no stopping at all, and you don't feel the touchdowns. So that is a pretty amazing feature on that board. So what we also did with the nose rocker and the flat shape on the rails, and what you see here on the back, I hope you can see that on the back. So with this rounded tail down here, and also with this pintail tail and the rounded shape like here. So what does this board actually do is, if you start with the board and you go really underwater, and you stay underwater and you want to start, there is no resistance with that board underwater. So you can really start with your kite steering, and you will see that you can balance or ride even if the board is underwater, and it will come up super easy and then lift from the water super easy. So that is main features on the Harlem Spirit. We have also on the front inserts with every possible position you can have on here. Then you see it also through here, so the deck where you stand is extra reinforced inside. You have the leash plug, of course, and another kite is moving, it will stay. And of course, what do we have on the boards here as well is the integrated boom deck. So that's also on the foil boards. You see here the track mounts. They are also, you see it here in a reinforced box. They are connected to the stringer again, so to the whole board. So you will not get the tracks out of this board, even with hard crashes on the sandbank. Every Harlem Spirit comes with a full deck bed. This is now a naked one. You can see it on the website. And another feature which is included in the Harlem Spirit are our track nuts. So our track nuts come with an extra screw in here. That is the same screw as on the fins, the alien key, as we know it. So what you can do in here, and that is a really nice feature, you slide them in here, and then actually with this screw you can place it exactly on the position where your favorite spot is, right? And then on here comes the screw where you connect the base plate from the foil. But this means that you don't have, when you open it, to search the perfect place. You just look for your perfect spot, whichever foil you're using it, you fix it on there, and you don't have to do the adjustment anymore. So every Spirit and every Wingman comes including these really nice tracks. Okay, guys, that is, I would say, give it, yeah, nice one. That is the Harlem Spirit. I would say give it also a spin. It's a pretty impressive, high-performance kite foil board. Maybe a little bit aggressive for the beginner, but from advanced to pro, you will have a blast on this one. Okay, that is was the Harlem Spirit. Do we have any questions on the Harlem Spirit?
I think so. Somebody asked no pads. I think he joined in later.
Yeah, they are coming. This is a naked one to show you everything, the construction. So they are coming with a black full deck pad. You can check it out on the website.
What size?
Oh yeah, it's on here. Good question again. So it's a 3.10. That is like 110 centimeter, and it's a 18 liter volume. One color.
Is it suitable for beginners? But you already said something.
It's 18 liter is not much in a kite foil board. So again, if a person is lighter, let's say 50, 60, maybe 65 kilo, okay. A person for me, like let's say 90 kilo, it's there are better beginner foil boards.
There was. Are there questions about the other boards? I don't know. I didn't get any questions. About
Do you have any question, guys? We didn't do on the Harlem Wood on the Harlem Rocker. If you have some question, just write it again.
The rest, it's quite silent.
It's silent. We have still a few people watching.
Yeah, it's getting more every time.
Okay.
30 people watching now.
Cool. Okay, then this was our range for the that's a good one. For the kite department. Now we're going to the wing foil department. So wing foiling is getting quite popular, and I have to be honest, it's quite addictive and really nice sport as well. So as you know, we had already in the launch of our Harlem Superfly in March, V2, super nice one. And now we are ready with our first boards, where we're really proud of. That is the Harlem Wingman. So I'm gonna take here, let's say, the favorite size. That is the Harlem Wingman 5.0 with 88 liter. So this is, again, together with Mario and our team here, we developed a pretty unique board that is on the top end of the market. So what we were focusing here was make a really nice all-round high-performance board, so from the beginner till the expert, with just amazing performance, and make it as easy as possible to really progress and achieve the highest level for your winging, let's put it that way. So how did we achieve that? Let's have a look at it. So first of all, it's a full carbon sandwich construction, so it's incredibly light. It's around 5 kilo 20, the 5.0. With the carbon construction, of course, it's super stiff, which gives you again a super nice feeling on the hydrofoil. We have again the inserts, all the possibilities you want to have. Again, it comes with a full EVA grip deck pad for the perfect grip on it, which is really important. And that's a little bit on the top side. So what else on the top side where we focus on is really make the board as durable and as bomb-proof as possible, but not heavy and high performance. So that was really the goal. So how did we do it? You see it also here. This board is in the whole area where you're standing, with more layers reinforced. So we tested it like for nearly under half years, and now we are finishing. Now we are finally there to make it that you get no dings in it. There is no delamination after a while whatsoever. So this is really, really rigid. on the reinforcement here, but also, of course, because it's a full carbon sandwich construction, the whole board as total is really nice. Then you see it again on the tail. We made here a kind of lowered top deck. So that means that also if it's a little bit underwater or if water is here on the deck, it flows out really, really nicely, which makes the stand here really, yeah, super nice. Then also what you see on here on the rails here, you see we lowered the deck in here, so it's a slightly concave, but we lowered the deck. So this means that you are closer to your foil, which means you're not that far away in the volume, you're really closer, which gives you again so much more direct feel on the foil. And on the other hand, you have some volume on the rails here, which gives you a really good balance, like you know on a Zodiac. There's also on the side you have the big things that stays in the middle really stable. So you feel immediately when you get on the board, you feel like that it's, even when it's smaller than you're used to, that it's super, super stable. So that is the top part, also of course integrated with our boom deck in the end and the leash plug. Then we are getting to a world premiere, actually guys, I would say, and that is the bottom of the Harlem Wingman. So again, we were focusing really well on how easy it gets off the water, how less resistant on the water, the lesser the better, let's put it that way. So that was the main focus. And that it's just that you get really nice, really fast speed, and that you lift up from the water extremely fast. So how did we achieve that? First of all, we have here a big V in our bottom, so it's kind of double concave, which accelerates the water really back towards the tail, which is super flat. And with our kick tail, let's put it that way, the water gets flushed out really nice. Also with the pumping, you know, you have the possibility to really move the board by having this tail here on the board. So that was the first part where we had really good experience. And the second is which gives quite some difference in it, is our flow deck bottom. I'm not sure if you guys if you guys can see that. Let's zoom in.
I don't know how good the quality is, guys. Yeah. Oh, this is it. Yeah, now you see it. On the black, you see it really well.
Yeah. So this profile gets. Oh, one more time.
Yeah, keep it in the light, then you can talk about it.
So the profile, it is actually inspired from, you all know, a golf ball. So a golf ball has really less resistance in the air, and it goes really straight, also because of turning, but also because of his profile. So we were inspired by this technique, also a little bit of shark skin history in here, and it really makes the difference by how easy you're planning on the water and how easy it lifts up. So this is also with the V bottom here in the nose and the flow deck bottom. If you touch down during riding on the foil on the water, it's like it bounces back from the water. So you really have to get used to it, how easy it goes off. On the other hand, if you go into the waves riding, this combination on here with a really round rail here makes it also really forgiving even when you're carving in the waves. So together with this round shape and the flow deck bottom, this is a really, really nice wingboard. So yeah, that's it with the Harlem Wingman. Also, we don't forget, so we have the tracks in there, 350 millimeter tracks, and of course the grab handle for easy carrying. Also in here you have the vent plug, so this means when you're flying in the airplane or if you let the board laying in the sun for quite a long time in warm, what you should not do, you should open this vent plug because then the board can actually breathe, which lets the boards last much longer. Yeah, so if you fly and you forget to open this, what happens? There is still some air inside the board. The air how do you say it? in the airplane, when you're flying, you know the pressure is less around the board. In the board, the pressure is still the same as on the ground. It will, how do you say, blow up. And then, not blow up literally, but it will work getting bigger, and then it can delaminate. So, but normally you don't have to open it, especially with planes and pressure difference. Board comes also, as said, with full deck bed. Sizes, we have the 5.0 with 88 liter. We have, that is for intermediate pro, probably for most of the people. We have the 6.0 with 120 liters, same construction. This is pretty awesome because it's a big board. It gives you super stability, super easy, and it doesn't feel as a big board as it goes so quick out of the water. And then we have the 411 Wingman with 60 liter. So that is the sport mobile in the range. So this is for experienced rider. One more feature I would like to add is also where we were focusing on to get the track mount as far as possible forward in the whole shape. So this means that the pivoting on the nose gets just reduced versus that the track is really in the back. So this also in the overall performance makes quite an impact on the Wingman. Okay guys, that are our new products. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's have a look if there are some questions for the Wingman.
Some questions that came by was, take my money, I take one now.
Here it is.
How much is it?
The board comes, all the three boards come for 1,399 euro.
Okay.
Including full deck bed and our track nuts.
Two small private questions. Did you dye your hair?
What did I do?
Did you dye your hair?
Dye coloring?
And they want to know where they can get a tattoo like this.
Okay, the hair are colored, and for the tattoo, applications are open after the live stream. Hit us up. Halem will help you out with that tattoo for sure.
Everybody thinks it looks like a golf ball. Really cool. Question. How many nuts do you need to wing or wing foil plus wing with 95? Dave in one time lost 5 kilos or something.
Okay, good.
Kilos?
Good for him, Dave. Good for you. Keep losing. I myself am around 95 kilo. So for me to start with was the 120 liter with 2000 wing. So quite a big wing. And I used the Harlem Superfly 5 meter, and I needed approximately 16 to 17 knots to come up the first time. Preferably it was on days with 20 knots, then it was easy actually. So I would say with that weight and that board and volume of board, depends also on the wing what we use, but we use an averaged one wing, you would need let's say around 17 knots, which goes down after a while because you just get the technique with combining bumping and bumping on the board. Yeah, just gets better over time.
So how many sessions did you have and how much wind do you need now?
I had quite a few sessions. I still need a lot of wind. The progress is not as fast as with kite surfing, so probably it decreases 2-3 knots, but still time to how do you say this? Yeah, time to improve.
A lot of things coming in.
But I have to say, it's really, if you guys for winging, if these are beginner questions, I don't know if you, it's maybe a good one if you learned hydrofoiling on a kite. As an example, it also takes you really a few days until you get it. And that is the basic, that is hard. And then actually after that, the learn curve goes way quicker.
Dave is asking, probably he doesn't want to go to kite fit. You guys are planning on an inflatable one that is lighter or a scooter that brings me to the kite spot?
Yeah, we are actually there in our development department and our corporations we have. There is a lot of things going on. So inflatable subfoil, inflatable wing foil board, I would call it that way, is actually a really nice idea. We are testing now with one of our partners in Germany prototypes on that, but still where we are not happy is what I told you on all of these boards. What we achieved is just the stiffness of this board to really get this performance and easiness out of the board. With inflatable you don't have it now, so we are actually checking with kind of inflatable that goes in tubes. Like this and like this, and to get their kind of strength in that, so that the inflatable is also really suitable for wing foiling. We don't have it now, but I think it will come in the future.
What is the weight now?
Of the
board?
The Wingman 5.0 is 5.2 kilos. The 6.0 is I think 5.9 kilos. And 411 will be a little bit around 4.8 kilos.
Okay. They are impressed about the float deck. Would it also help on a kiteboard?
Yeah, we don't have it here, right?
No, it's just sold.
It's just sold. We had some prototyping on a twin tip. It's not on a twin tip, on a surfboard. Before the first Harlem charges, we were experimenting. That long we are already busy with the float deck. So we were experimenting on it. It's actually the surface is a little bit too small on surfboard and twin tips to really feel the difference. So it's for sure, the smaller the board gets, the less impact this float deck technique has. On the surfboard, it's actually, you feel it a little bit, but it is also construction-wise, it gives the board quite some stiffness. So on a surfboard, you want to have a good flex, as on our Harlem charges we have. So the combination was not a success, and we skipped it. I think maybe a good idea could be to put this profile on hydrofoil for you guys that are innovative. I think that should work.
They are asking, and which mast and wing do you have?
We are coming actually in approximately 2 to 3 weeks. We're gonna introduce our wing hydrofoil. That is a pretty sweet one. And you will get more info on that, about dimensions, how it look like, the performance. But be ready, it's going to be the Harlem Fakir EL, extra lift, the Harlem Wingman and the Harlem Superfly. And we are really happy with that combination, so stay tuned for that. The mast length will be 75 centimeter.
Okay. We did not say a price about the Spirit.
The Spirit we have now for 999 euro, full deck bed and the inserts for to buy. For sale. No, it's to buy.
Any clinics coming on the Moyenel?
On the Moyenel, yeah, we actually in contact with Eric over there. He has a pretty awesome wingsurf school. So we are in contact over there. As soon as we have our foils ready, the whole package, we're gonna for sure push test days. You guys are always able to come by, grab the gear and go. It's close to us. But I'm super happy to talk to the guys at the Moyenel and push it.
I think that's all the questions.
Yeah? Cool, guys.
People say it's hot today, but I think they mean all the new stuff.
Yeah, of course, it's super hot, especially this one. And they're outside there. Okay, guys, good. That is a presentation of our new gear. So in the coming weeks, we're gonna be a lot of time if there is wind outside with test days. So please check out our Instagram and Facebook and website for information when we are close to you. Also, if you want to take a spin with the gear, you can check out on harlemkitesurfing.com/store finder with all our partners and test centers. They are happy to help you with the gear. Yeah, so that's it for, that was a question for the testing, right, where you can test. If you have any questions, just reach us on WhatsApp, call us, come by, see us at the test days, email us. So there are so many ways to connect to us. And yeah, we wanted to give...
There are some more questions.
Oh, there are some more questions. Okay.
Yeah, they come now slowly, like outside of the...
Okay, then I would say let's do a quick Q&A and...
Can we watch the presentation later again? I think so, if our work is good later.
Yeah, we're gonna edit the presentation just a little bit, and we uploaded it, and we will probably also put some timestamps in there for the different gear, so you can for sure find it back on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Harlem Kitesurfing.
And the questions keep coming in. Something about a strike?
Something, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who is asking this question. So again, we have a new type coming that will probably come in fall, end of fall, beginning winter 2021. That will be our Harlem Strike. So our Harlem Strike will be our high-end, high-performance, 5-strut boost kite loop hang time machine. You can see a slight teaser on our website already, how it's going to look like. So be a little bit more patient. This kite has even more features on it than the Harlem Go and the Harlem Light. So we're really looking forward to have the Harlem Strike here and show it to you guys.
Ready for Cape Town, question mark?
That for sure. That for sure.
If we are allowed.
If we are allowed, exactly. But
Vincent had a lot of questions, but now he asked the most important question.
Yes.
Can he get a free beer if he's here in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
If he helps.
We need actually some help. See you over 10 minutes. Beer is in the fridge.
I think that's it. I don't know. Are there
Okay.
more questions? I don't think so.
Cool, guys. Then we went through everything. As said, thanks for your time that you joined us with this live meeting. I think it was a really nice experience from our side. Looking forward to the next one. Again, if you have any questions, hit us up, speak with us, let us know. We are happy to answer every question, get a lot of feedback from you guys so that we can improve, that our gear improves. Thanks again for staying with us, checking it out. And now what we still have to do is we have to choose one random person in the comments for the Harlem goodie bag. Oh.
I don't know how we're going to do this.
Okay, I tell you.
We can we do this? I think you guys see my mouse? I think we can do something like this.
Okay, scroll it up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and stop. Dave, nice one.
Luckily, you asked enough questions, so you made it yourself easy, huh?
Okay, Dave. Dave, let us camera. Dave, let us send us an email at surf@harlemkitesurfing.com. You can come by, or we send it towards you. Always cool to see the faces. So, congratulations for the goodie bag. And I would say thanks a lot. And we call it a wrap. And see you soon, guys, for a nice session on the water. Cheers.